welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Vidi for those of you who are new here. I thought today we would just do a nice simple reading vlog. It's been a while since I've done just like a nice reading vlog, you know. It's going to have a little bit of like these in my life kind of situation. I will be reading as many books as I can. I am not going to pressure myself to finish a certain amount, so I'm just gonna take it easy. We're gonna start off this reading vlog with Hopeless by Elsie Silver. I actually already started reading it and I started yesterday, so I'm a good chunk of the way through it. So we're gonna be reading this, then we'll see what I'm in the mood for. I'm in between picking up a fantasy or a fiction book, but I definitely think I need to start picking up one of my book club books. So I think I'm going to read one of my book club books during this vlog. So like I mentioned, we're starting off with Hopeless by Elsie Silver. So I'll give you all an update once I'm done with this book. But without further ado, let's rewind back to this morning because I'm recording this later in the day. Let's rewind back to this morning and take you through my weekly reading vlog. Let's go. It's been a busy day. I have this much left. I thought I would finish it today, but I have this much left on Hopeless, and I really feel like I could finish it within the next hour and a half. It's 9:30, so max I'll go to sleep is at 11. I will get 7 hours of sleep at the very least. So I think we're gonna do that. I am in chapter 33, page 320, and there are 408. So I have about 100 pages, a little bit over 100 for the bonus scenes. So we have that, and then we have my trusty Kindle right here that looks like new because of the new case. If y'all haven't seen my bookish vlog, shameless plug, go watch it and you'll see me talk about this and why this is so special to me now. Point is, I will trade off onto my Kindle once it's time to turn off the lights so I can just finish reading it on here. let's read for a bit. Harass her again and I'll paint my driveway with your brains. You won't be the first man I've killed, but you could easily be the last. I don't know, there's just something about those morally gray characters. He's not necessarily morally gray. We are going to tab that. That's what's going to happen. We're going to tab it with this bright green color because I really loved that quote, even though I shouldn't have, but I did. This literally keeps just being clips of me showing y'all what chapter I'm in, but home stretch, y'all. The bonus scene. I thought I would talk about Hopeless since I did finish it last night while I got ready because I am an adult that has a job. I guess I can also walk y'all through my like morning readiness. Get ready with me. So I'm gonna oil up my hair because today's wash day. Anyway, so Hopeless by Elsie Silver. This story was about the middle brother of the Ethan family. His name's Bo. He was in the military, went MIA during his time in service. Then he came back. However, he came back with some traumas that he kind of has to learn how to deal with it and live with now at this moment. And he just feels very out of place and different from what he used to be and who he used to be. Enter his counterpart, Bailey Jansen, who is the youngest sibling of the Jansen brothers, who basically is like their mortal enemy number one. Bailey's like the outcast of the town. No one likes her because of her brothers, and they all like treat her differently because of it. Bailey's having a hard time securing a job. She works as a bartender at the local bar, and it's the only job that she could get. It basically follows the story of Bo and Bailey. Bo kind of just keeps showing up at this bar and he keeps noticing Bailey until he kind of starts to feel protective of her. They kind of start getting into the small routine and eventually they make a pact. Bailey's the only person that treats Bo normally, which is what he wants. He keeps being seen as this hero, which he doesn't feel like he deserves. Bailey can only be herself around Bo because he treats her nice and she feels safe around him. So eventually Bo kind of gets this idea of,
hey, let's pretend to be engaged because obviously you say that your last name can't get you anywhere. I'll give you my last name and this way my brothers will also be off my back as well.
Insert the fake dating, fake engagement trope. I think I'm just gonna curl my eyelashes today, no eyeliner. Yeah, that's kind of like the gist of the story. I don't want to reveal too much. Of course, it's a Chestnut Spring Stories. It's the last installation, so the story itself kind of closes down in like a really cute note. We get to see all the characters. We see like Kate and Willa and like their aftermath. We see Rhett and Summer and like their aftermath. And then it's like an extended epilogue for the other books. And I am here for any like Daddy Kate scenes and any Jasper and Sloane scenes. Those two are my favorite, if I'm being honest. This smells so funny. I just washed this too, like just washed it. But I'm using a new soap, so it kind of smells funny. We get that banter, we get the possessive Elsie Silver male, the one that devotes his life to his girl and it's just like, touch her and you die kind of situation, or like don't disrespect my woman, like that kind of vibes, you know? So it has that full-on Elsie Silver effect that we all know and love. So if you're expecting something different, don't. I think something that I appreciated about this story was the third act breakup. I'm not a fan of third act breakups. I know that they're usually kind of necessary to kind of break up the lovey-doveyness and like tackle the real problems of the relationship. I feel like the third act breakup in this case wasn't necessarily a breakup, but it was necessary for Bailey to kind of gain confidence in herself. So I really appreciated it, even if at first I was kind of like, but I mean, she kind of comes to terms with herself and like becomes more confident with herself, which is what I like. There's no miscommunication trope basically outside of like the third act breakup, and I appreciate that because I will go crazy. I'm not a fan. I try to avoid them if possible. Like sometimes the stories are good, but other times I'm just like, please, can you guys just talk like adults? When there was like an inkling of possibly miscommunication, Bo was like, come here, let me set something straight because you obviously don't understand what I'm saying. And I'm just like, yes, please. If possible, I felt like this book was spicier. I don't know, I feel like as the books go by they get spicier, or I just forget how spicy these books are. Overall, I do feel like the books get spicier, but again, it just might be that I forget how spicy these books are to begin with. So do know that like if you are someone that's like younger than 18, this is an adult book. It's not a young adult book, and it does not have young adult topics. But if you're an adult and you like spice and you like a cute romance story with a possessive but supporting male, Elsie Silver. As for the overall story, I might change it later because I actually have to sit down and write my book review and then like think it through. But for now, as it stands, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. I felt like it was different, and the ending was definitely different from what the rest of the stories usually are. Yeah, I'm going to definitely continue reading more Elsie Silver books. But yeah, I'm gonna shut up now. Actually, before I shut up, I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm thinking of reading next. I'll be right back. So I'm in between picking up my book club book, which is Anathema by Carrie Lake. That one's on Kindle, so I either read that one or I either read Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty. So we'll see. I'll see y'all in a bit. I don't know when I pick up the camera again. So I just wanted to give a quick update since I don't think I've updated at all in a while. I'm in chapter 35 of Here One Moment, and it's been really good. So basically yesterday I listened to the audiobook for a bit, which I would completely recommend listening to it if you are more into audiobooks rather than like reading physical books, or if you are into reading along with an audiobook. Something about this person's voice, it's just great. So I listened to a few chapters while cooking, and then I went to the gym, and I was really busy basically the rest of the day, so I ended up listening to it a little bit more when I took my dog for a walk, and I think I got maybe up to like chapter 16, right? And so since then I've been like reading on and off and like listening on and off. Now I'm in chapter 35. I'm maybe like a third of the way through the book, and it's been pretty good. There's these people that are in a plane that was super delayed. It follows basically the point of view of multiple people on this plane. This lady on a plane just suddenly gets up and starts pointing at people and starts predicting how they died and at what age they're going to die and stuff like that. And some of them are like super shocking. I feel like it's getting a little bit dark. It's not a dark book. It's not a thriller. I know I compared it to Manifest because it's kind of what it reminded me of. It's not that much. Kind of like you have the idea of fate and knowing what's going to happen. It's been pretty good so far. I'm gonna go ahead and keep reading for a bit. y'all in my kitchen because I am too lazy to set up any other place, so you are literally with my plates right now. So just really quick, I am about halfway through the book. I am in chapter 74. These chapters, some of them are so short and I kind of like love it. I like having short chapters because it's just easier to stop. I kind of already explained the gist of the story. So it does follow multiple people and it kind of tells you the story, how they're like feeling about the predictions and stuff like that, how they're reacting to the predictions. Now we're kind of getting to like the first few deaths that happened, right? And now people are kind of starting to freak out. So you get their perspective and then you get the perspective of the person that made the prediction. She's known as the Death Lady, right? Yeah, honestly, this book, even though the concept sounds kind of like a thriller, sounds a little bit of like Final Destination, it's not. It doesn't have that like creepy feel to it. It's more about a book of life and probability and kind of just making sure you like live life with no regrets. It's been pretty good so far. I like it. There's a lot of like inspirational quotes on here. Like, hold on, I really like this one. You never know what your last words are going to be, so try to use them wisely. That one was a good one. There's another one. Insurance is like a bet. You're betting on your own bad luck. I like that one. This one kind of like made me put life into perspective because sometimes I feel like this, like I'm on autopilot. And it says, sometimes I worry I lived the last 40 years on autopilot. And I'm just like, ooh, that one I kind of felt it a little bit stronger than I should have. I have to be more present, I guess. It hasn't really been sad. It's been more like it's just a story about life. So far so good. I'm going to go ahead and listen to it on audiobook because I'm going to do some cleaning right now really quick. Okay, so really bad lighting, but I am about this much through with the book and I have this much left. I really want to finish this today. I'm gonna go to the gym, have some dinner and all of that, and I think I am going to try to finish this today just because I'm almost done and I really want to know how it ends. Yeah, we're gonna finish it once I get back and have some time to sit down. I don't think this is a good angle at all for me, but I just wanted to quickly hop on here and talk about Here One Moment. I literally just woke up not that long ago and got out of bed, so don't mind the appearance. It's just I finished this last night and I'm like,
I'll talk about it in the morning.
it was such a good book in the sense of like it has such a good message. I've already given a summary about it, so I'm not gonna go too into detail about what else happens. It really made you think about life and what is the meaning of life and taking life for granted and stuff like that, because like if we're being honest, we know all these lessons, we've been told about them multiple times. Don't take life for granted, don't do things you will regret, live your life to the fullest, prioritize what's important to you. But you don't really do it until you come face to face with your own mortality. I think my favorite part of it was that they were trying so hard to be like, but you know, it's all statistical, like
Things happen by chance. Everything is independent of its own like luck.
I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, but point is that they like tried to be very statistical about it, but at the same time at the end it still gave the hint of like maybe there is just something that like happens that causes some kind of domino effect for you to like take action quicker. It was such a good story. 10 out of 10 recommend. I really liked it. As for rating, I actually think, don't quote me on this because like I again just woke up not that long ago, but I actually think I might give this a 5. The first 5 of the year. Oh my god, I don't know, it was just such a like food for thought kind of book while still being very like easily consumable. I even really enjoyed that last quote. It's only when we truly know and understand that we have a limited time on earth, that we have no way of knowing when our time is up, that we begin to live each day to the fullest as if it was the only one we had. It has a lot of good memorable quotes. There are some sad parts in there, but it's a really good book. Now, let me go grab my next read really quick. I just finished this one, right? This is our second book of the week. Now, I don't think I'll finish this in this vlog, but I don't know. It's a pretty easy book. I finished it pretty fast last time, but I'm picking up Butcher and Blackbird. This is a book club book. It's my first in-person book club, and we're meeting next week. But it's a dark romance. Wait, hold on. Let me rewind. It's a dark rom-com. It's not necessarily dark in my opinion compared to like other books that I've read that are dark romance. This is more kind of like stepping stone into dark romance because it has like the comedic aspect of it that makes it a lot more lighthearted. It is about serial killers. There is a trigger list on here, but I feel like the trigger list is more of a joke, which I have my like issues about that because like people genuinely need trigger warnings for, you know, their triggers. I feel like it was treated a lot as a joke in general, and I know that that's kind of like the running joke now. The longer the trigger warnings, the better the book or something like that, but take it as you will. But just know that I was kind of like, I do love that it has like the little playlist. I'm gonna do that this time. I think I did it last time and then stopped midway. I'll try to do it the whole way through. So that's the plan. We're going to be reading Butcher and Blackbird. Let's see how much we read. I have 2 days left in this vlog. I'm not going to force myself to finish this book in this vlog unless I actually do. Do you want a pup cup? You do? Yeah, you do. I know you do. So I finished reading for the week. I did not read as much as I thought I would yesterday because I was just enjoying the day with my boyfriend and my dog. I did get to read a little bit, but I didn't get that far into the book. I'm like literally like this deep in. I'm not that far in, but I know what this book is about. It's a reread. So just a little quick kind of summary so far. So this book is the first book of the Ruinous Love trilogy. It's Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. It's about 2 serial killers that meet each other in the oddest situations, and they end up basically forming this kind of competition with each other. They have to find a specific serial killer and then like kill them themselves, and that's kind of like the gist of the story. Eventually they kind of form a friendship, and from the friendship obviously like there's some romance in there. So that's kind of what this story is. I'm definitely liking it a lot more now than I did the first time I read it, because the first time I read it felt like a little bit of a drag. I do really enjoy the banter, and I remember I enjoyed it from the beginning. I will give a more in-depth review about how I feel about it later in my January wrap up, but that's kind of the gist of it. So overall, I can't remember what books I read, but I read these books. I believe it's 3, and I do know that we found our first 5-star read of the year, so that was great. I love it when that happens. I think that's kind of it. Like, let's just wrap up this vlog. There's not really much more to it. It's a reading vlog. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already and you would like to, please subscribe. I like to make book content, and I do a little bit of vlogs here and there, but mostly book content now. If you have any recommendations of books that I should read or any videos that y'all want to watch, please leave it down in the comments down below. I would love to make videos for you all. I would love to read all the books that y'all recommend. Yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!